Hey guys, Marianne here with the Children's Museum of Stockton. Thank you so much for joining us for our third virtual event through Visit Stockton. With this week's video is going to continue our celebration of Earth Day. Thank you so much to Queen Green for her awesome video that she shared with us on Earth Day. So this week's video, we have a couple of different things happening. We will have a story time called What If Everybody Did That, read by a very special reader. And this is a great book because it teaches us that our actions can make a big difference, and if we all do the same thing, the world can be a better place or not so great. So it's all depending on our actions. The next thing we're going to do is an activity called the Helping Hands, and that is using coffee filters and newspaper, which I'm sure we all have lying around the house. And our third project is actually going to be creating a planter box or a flower bed out of an old pallet and some wood. And special thank you to my dad and the kids' Grandpa George, for creating that project for us and for helping us get all the materials. It's been a lot of fun, a long week filled with lots of fun and celebrating our Earth. So let's get started.
Hi, my name is Adrian Prieto. Today I'm going to read you a book that is called What If Everybody Did That? What if everybody littered? What if everybody just didn't care? Yeah, what would happen? When we went to the zoo, I just fed a little of my popcorn to the bear. The zookeeper waved his broom and said, "What if everybody did that?" I wanted to see how fast the grocery cart would go. It went faster than I expected. When the manager stopped me, she said, "What if everybody did that?" On the way to visit Grandma and Grandpa in Kansas, I dropped this one soda can out the window. The patrolman who pulled us over said, "What if everybody did that?" At Uncle William's wedding, I took just a little lick of the frosting from the fancy cake. The lady behind me glared at me over her glasses and said, "What if everybody did that?" During story time, I had something important to say. I couldn't wait till the end of the story. The librarian put her finger to her lips and said, "What if everybody did that?" While we sat in the car waiting for Dad, I honked a few times, but Mr. Thompson came to his door. He shook his head and said, "What if everybody did that?" It won't be loud. At the swimming pool, I just splashed a little. The lifeguard blew his whistle and said, "What if everybody did that?" It would be hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. On the bus, I stood up to see the fire truck. Mr. Gearshift glared at me in the rear view mirror and said, "What if everybody did that?" Just once I didn't hang my coat on the rack. At school, Mrs. Sanders made me pick it up and said, "What if everybody did that?" At recess, I threw one snowball at Sammy. Mr. Walters saw me when he sent me to stand by the wall. He said, "What if everybody did that?" When we went out for dinner, I just shot one straw wrapper. The waitress stopped taking our orders and looked straight at me. She said, "What if everybody did that?" At the football game, I just ran on the field to get the quarterback's autograph. The official waved his arms and said, "What if everybody did that?" When I came home, I gave my mom a hug. What if everybody did that? Everybody should. The end.
All right, so for this project, all you're going to need is some construction paper, newspaper, coffee filters. You'll need some markers and a spray bottle. And we're using paper plates just to create less mess. So we're going to get started coloring our earth. The coffee filter will be the earth. So take one coffee filter and you're going to pick the colors of the earth, which are
Blue, brown, and green.
That's right. And white is already in the coffee filter, so we don't need that. So what you guys are going to do is go ahead and you're just going to start scribbling all around your coffee filter. And this is where you can really just scribble. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can do patches of blue, green, brown. Okay, once you have your coffee filters colored in, just like this, nothing too particular, just scribbles, you're going to take a spray bottle and you're going to spray your coffee filter. And the idea is to get the colors to bleed together. That looks good, Victoria. All right, that looks good, Victoria. Good job. Okay, now Adrian's turn. All right. So as you can see, the colors are starting to bleed together. So what we're going to do is let this dry, and then we'll move on to the next part. Now we are going to trace our handprint on the newspaper, and what you're going to do is find the fold of the newspaper, and we're going to place our hand with our index finger and our thumb touching the crease of the fold, okay? And that way we only have to make one cut and one trace. Okay, Victoria, go ahead and put your hand. So you're gonna put this one, this hand over here. All right. Okay, are you touching the crease? Mm-hmm. Good job. Okay, keep it back a little bit. Okay, and Big Brother here is going to do the tracing. Okay, good job. No, it's fine. Just go around it. There you go. Stop there. Good job. Now you'll begin cutting your handprint out. Make sure that you are cutting through both pieces of newspaper, so both halves that are creating that fold. And once you've finished cutting out your hands and you open them up, what do you guys have?
A heart. A heart.
Perfect. Now the finishing piece, we have our dried coffee filter earths, and I think they look pretty good. We have our construction paper and our hands. So what we're going to do is glue down the coffee filter earth to the construction paper and then our hands on top of that. And these are our helping hands. Go ahead, guys. And there you have it. These are our helping hands coffee filter project. Very simple, and we're using newspaper because that's part of recycling, right guys?
Mm-hmm.
And coffee filters, most of us have those at home. So a very simple project with a very, very strong meaning, right? That we need to have helping hands to help our earth. Is that right, guys?
Yes, we need to pick up garbage no matter what.
And recycle.
I'm picking up you.
And plant and all kinds of good things, right?
Bye.
All right, so we have Victoria and Adrian here, and we are going to get started with our pallet garden activity. So we have a pallet here, and what we are going to do is turn it into a garden. So we have a piece of plastic or a tarp will do, and we're going to go ahead and lay that down. Go ahead, Adrian and Tori, go ahead and lay your tarp down. Great job, guys. And then over here, this is another version that we're doing, which is a smaller pallet that we have. And we have these cinder blocks. Adrian, do you want to go ahead and grab the cinder blocks and put them on the corners?
Yes.
So these cinder blocks, we painted them. All right, let's see how strong Adrian is. All right. Victoria, off, please. Thank you. All right. So, Adrian, what are you doing now?
I'm putting the cinder blocks on the corners.
Okay. You need a lot of muscles for those cinder blocks, huh? All right.
Yes. And I'm just basically putting them on the corners.
Okay. Good job. Okay, Victoria, out of the way, please. Great job. So then what we did was we have these 1-inch thick pieces of wood that we also painted the same color as our cinder blocks, and we measured our pallet prior to cutting the wood so that it would be the exact size. So now what we're going to do is slide them into the grooves of the cinder blocks. Great job, guys. So you might have to, it's almost like a puzzle, right? Good job. You guys almost got it. You're almost there. So this does take some teamwork, you guys. You might want to talk to each other and see how you can help each other. All right, move your fingers. Good job. Great job. Awesome. Now what we're going to do is poke some holes into our tarp so that some water can come out, but not all of it. Okay, now we have some mulch that we poured in, and we are going to go ahead and spread it around to give it a nice cushion. Go ahead, you guys. Go ahead and spread it around nice and neat. Make sure you get the corners nice and even. Great job. Now that we have our mulch evenly spread in our box, we are now going to pour a bag of soil. Go ahead, guys. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to spread the soil around nice and evenly. Good job, guys. Go for it. Easy, easy there. Woo. Keep it in the box. All right. Okay, now we poured our soil on top of our mulch and we're going to spread it out evenly. Go ahead, guys. And while the kids are doing that, they're super excited because they are going to plant these pretty flowers.
And there's also some more.
All right, we have completed our planter boxes. We added some tomatoes and we did some flowers and added more seeds. So Adrian is going to water his planter box. And what do we need, guys, to keep our plants and flowers healthy? What do we need?
Seed. Sun.
Sun.
Water.
Water. And soil, huh? All right, guys, can you guys say Happy Earth Day?
Happy Earth Day.
Bye. Okay, Victoria and Adrian, what can we do to help our Earth?
One we could do what we could do to help our Earth is by planting flowers and trees.
And for the Earth, we pick up garbage and we help nature.
We can also recycle
And not litter.
and that is how we can help our Earth.